Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to my first video on this channel. And basically, have you guys ever thought of Drampa? No, you haven't. That's because it is weak with a base stat total of 485, and there's nothing special about it. It's not that good, and hence no one ever talks about it. It's very forgettable. So today I am turning it into a pseudo legendary, right? If you guys don't know, a pseudo legendary is a Pokemon whose base stat totals add up to 600, and I couldn't just buff it that much, so I decided to give it a 3 evolution stage like basically every other pseudo legendary. In fact, I think it's every other pseudo legendary. But obviously 485 is too much for a first evolution stage, so I give it a pre-evolution and an evolution. Now, assuming that the first evolution is not Dunsparce, which debatably it should be, or it should have been, I gave it this. This is the first evolution stage that I drew. Obviously, I'm not very good at drawing, but I came up with this. It's a normal type. The dragon type might fit in there, but I decided not to give it to it because obviously it's not very good. And basically, my thought process is, or was, Drampa is a grandpa old dragon. So if I give it a pre-evolution, it would obviously be a teen, or at least a younger version of Drampa. And I did give it a teen angry look, and basically the whole idea is that it cannot conserve its power, and it still only has 2 legs. The whole back of its body is basically floating, just mist, and it has that rebellious hairstyle mohawk, right? And for its base stat total, I am going to give it a 300 base stat total, like every other pseudo legendary. But with you guys, I am going to be deciding how that base stat total is spread out. So we are going to give it a base stat total of 300, and we are going to spread it out between the HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed, right? So, we have, obviously being 300, it is divisible by 6, so we could just give it 50 in every stat, but where's the fun in that? So, Drampa has a pretty good base 135 special attack, so I'm thinking that it should be a trend and to give it a base, not very good, but give it a base 70 in special attack. Since it is its first evolution stage, it still has to be reasonable. Its next best stat is special defense, which normally it's about 100 or 105, I do not remember. And to stick with that trend, we are going to give it a 50. Now, it adds up to 130, right? So we only have 170 to give it, all right? Quite honestly, I do not remember any of its other base stats. I remember that speed is really bad. We are going to give it base 30 speed, since it only has 2 legs. It basically has no other part of its body, but that's what it's going to be. Its defense has to still be reasonable, so we are going to give it a 45, okay? And we have a base 105, yeah, 105 to give it for HP and attack. So for attack, we're going to keep it low with 30, and the other remaining 75, we're going to give it into HP, okay? So it is pretty good, okay? Its base stat total isn't bad. Of course, it's a pseudo-legendary, so it's going to be decent. And basically it's slow, kind of tanky, and with decent special attack. So now that we've done that, okay, you guys can keep this, and we will be moving on to its base 600. Base 600. So this is what I came up with. So this is carrying on with the theme of age. As you can see, it's a dragon ghost type. It died, basically, and it got reincarnated. It released all of its energy, and all of that energy has formed this. This now is really similar to Drampa in the hair and basically everything. Of course, it has spikes on its back and a spiky tail, along with a bit of a pointier nose, and I think it's different hair, slightly. But yeah, this is what I came up with. Obviously, again, it's not very good, but yeah. Now, in order to make it competitively viable, we made it a pseudo-legendary, of course. And we're gonna spread out its base stat total again. So obviously, base stat total is 600, and we're gonna give it the HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. Alright, so its special attack is normally 135. We can't boost that too much, because we don't want it to be wholly based on special attack. So we're gonna boost it by 15 to give it a 150. Alright. That is compared to Drampa. And special defense, we're gonna boost it to 130, which it's already at 180, which is actually really high. No, 280, sorry, which is almost over the base stat total of the other thing. Then it was lacking in the speed department. We are going to improve that. It's still going to be really slow, but we're going to improve that to 50. Now it's at 330. It's at 330 base stat total, and we have 270 to give it. So we're going to give it base 100 defense. We had 270, now we have 170. We're going to put 105 in HP and 65 in attack. Now, if I do the maths, that adds up to 270, and yep, it adds up to 600. And this is what I came up with. This is Drampa, but it's a pseudo-legendary. Obviously, it would have pretty high evolution levels. This would probably evolve at like level 50, and the small one would probably evolve at like level 28 or something like that. But yeah, if you guys do want to also name these, then drop a comment. I will pin the one which I decide I will choose between the comments and decide which one is the best name for them. For them both, you can drop down 2 names, and yeah, I will pin the one which has the best names. If you guys have enjoyed, then be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.